He was 12 years old, just a child, but he carried a rifle, fought in battles, and became the youngest combat soldier in World War II. This is a story that should never have happened. His name was Sergei Oleshkov, a Russian boy who lost everything: his family, his home, his childhood. And when the Soviet army found him, they didn't send him to safety. They gave him a uniform, put him on the front lines, and watched as a 6-year-old became a soldier. By the time he was 12, he had survived battles that killed grown men. He had seen horrors no child should ever witness. This isn't a story of heroism. This is a story of what war does to the innocent. 1942, Kaluga region, Russia. Sergei was just 6 years old. His father had already died fighting the Germans. His mother and brother were murdered by Nazi soldiers. He was alone, starving, hiding in the forest like an animal. That's when the Soviet 142nd Guards Rifle Regiment found him. A tiny boy, barely alive, clutching a piece of bread. Most armies would have sent him to an orphanage, given him safety, a chance at childhood. But the Soviet commanders saw something else. They saw a mascot, a morale booster, a living symbol of Soviet suffering. So they kept him, gave him a uniform tailored to his size, and made him part of the regiment. At 6 years old, Sergei Oleshkov became a soldier. Sergei wasn't just a mascot. He was there, on the battlefield, under fire, the Battle of Stalingrad, the bloodiest battle in human history. And somewhere in that hell was a 6-year-old boy. He carried messages between trenches, brought water to wounded soldiers, helped dig foxholes. One story haunts military records. During a German bombardment, Sergei noticed his regiment commander was buried alive under rubble. The boy dug through debris with his bare hands, saved the commander's life. He was 6. By the time he was 8, he had been wounded twice. Shrapnel scars on his body, trauma in his eyes. The soldiers loved him, protected him, but they also let him stay. Let a child witness death, murder, the worst of humanity, and no one stopped it. In 1945, the war ended. Sergei was 9 years old. He had spent half his life in combat. The Soviet government celebrated him, gave him medals, called him a hero, but they took his childhood. After the war, he was adopted by his regiment commander, went to military school, became a lawyer, lived until 1990. But in interviews, Sergei never smiled when he talked about the war. He said he remembered everything, every explosion, every body, every nightmare. He said the worst part wasn't the danger. It was realizing, even as a child, that the adults around him had failed. They could have saved him, sent him away, given him a chance to be a kid. Instead, they put a rifle in his hands. Sergei Oleshkov, the youngest soldier of World War II, a 6-year-old boy who survived hell because he had no other choice. We call him a hero, we give him medals. But the truth is darker. He shouldn't have been there. No child should. War doesn't just kill the living, it murders innocents. It takes childhoods and burns them in the fires of conflict. And somewhere, right now, there's another child soldier, another Sergei, another stolen childhood. If this story broke your heart, it should. Share it, let people remember, and subscribe for more untold stories from history's darkest chapters, because the truth is never easy to hear. History repeats itself, and we keep forgetting the lesson. If this story broke your heart, it should. Share it, let people remember, and subscribe for more untold stories from history's darkest chapters, because the truth is never easy to hear.